meditation, which is something I would do. I would come around and I've got a million things going on in my head. So we move along. Okay, everybody find your pulse. Do you have it? So you feel it, right? Yeah. Means there's still a purpose for you here on the planet. You have work to do. And wow. We'll get on doing it. So y'all, I love TV. Today's talk is called Tell a Vision. And January, as a lot of you know, we've sort of devoted to a vision. Because at Unity, it wasn't until I got to Unity that I even started hearing about visions and goals and manifestation. What the heck is that? What's a manifest, which I thought was bippity boppity boo, new car. And that was part of it. But a vision and vision boards. And what's your vision? And I always, January would come along every year, of course, and we'd all get on, like, having a vision, first thing. We would take an afternoon and make a vision board. I'm 62, and now I need more time to do just about everything, especially focusing on a vision. And listen, when we're younger, we sometimes know, yeah, that's what I want to do. That's where I'm called. That's where Thank you so much, Ellen. If you are called to become a prayer chaplain, get ready. It's amazing work, and we have rock star chaplains here. So if you need, Unity is built on prayer. How many people here have called silent Unity? It's amazing. I called them a lot when I was, I'll just say it, at my bottom. I was living in New York City. I was a train wreck. And I was like on speed dial back in the day. And every time, I was prayed into well-being by Silent Unity and my religious science prayer practitioners. I'll tell you this quick story. I remember calling a practitioner. I went to hear Eric Butterworth at Avery Fisher Hall on Sunday morning. It was amazing. And then I was introduced to Ernest Holmes and religious science and science of mind. And they used to have this they would have prayer treatment, lunchtime prayer treatment. And so the religious science office was in Midtown Manhattan. And they had a small theater in the office. And then you would write your prayer request or what you would like the practitioner to treat for, to do spiritual mind treatment for, and put it in a box. And she, anonymously, of course, and then she would read the prayer request and then treat. That was magnificent. It was fantastic. But I remember when, my life was, I was having a breakthrough, and my life was sort of falling apart, and I thought, if I can just get out of New York, I'll get better. New York's my problem. Wherever you go, there you are. But it was a beginning. It was a beginning. But I was filled with fear of, I don't want to lose my place in line. I was working for just a crazy music for television producer, and it was, it'll be in my memoir. But I remember talking to the prayer practitioner and telling her, I think I need to get out of New York, but I don't want to lose my place and the work that I've done. And she said, I'll never forget, dear one, God will find you, and your good will find you wherever you are. I thought, well, it's not just in Manhattan, it's not just in LA, it's not in Nashville, it's in all of those places and more. It's wherever I am, God is and all is well. Which is not to say I'm the water. I'm just the faucet. I'm a faucet. I don't get to be the water. But we'll talk about that now. So we've been talking about this book by Reverend Dr. I love that. Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith. Here's a fellow who was doing his homework, and he has a great story. He didn't start out Reverend Dr. Michael Beckwith. He had some rather interesting stuff to do before he saw the light. But he's got a fantastic story. But he's written this book that I've been working with and have recommended, and in the book called Life Visioning. And in it, he talks about the 4 stages of evolution. Because I've been talking about clearing away the wreckage of the past, as they say in one of my recovery programs, that we clear away the wreckage of the past before moving into a new life. We've all heard a lot of talk about trauma recovery and healing, and big T, little t, and it's good. A lot of people, getting their stories out, being heard. Good work. And then moving through that and finding a moment in time and in our souls and in our hearts where we can go, I need to put my story, I've told my story enough, and now I want to move into an open lane. I don't know what that is. So that's what this month has been about, what calls me. And learning in Reverend Michael's book that a vision is, I thought was, what I like to call cash and prizes. I'm here for the cash and prizes, please. And, I want a condo here, and this is the car I want, and bippity-boppity-boo, and I didn't realize that I actually had a choice until I got to Unity, I was raised in a beautiful religion that was my first theater experience, and then I found Unity, and it was like, wow. It was like everything sort of opened up. So in his book, and I know this is a little hard to see, but in his book he talks about 4 stages of evolutionary growth. And the first stage is, there are 4 stages that, we're not going to live in one or the other. It's, for me, my experience is that it's, I'm all over this map, but I just wanted to go through them because they're really, really cool. So the first stage is to me. Life is happening to me. And that's victim consciousness. And the thing about victim consciousness is victims have been victimized. There's been a world of hurt there. And it's like not addressing it, not looking at it, not being with it. It's like holding a beach ball underwater with your pinky. It's gonna come up. And it's probably gonna come out sideways until we find a safe place to talk about it, to process it, to heal from it, to get some EMDR and some tapping and some journaling and some screaming and some victim consciousness is no spiritual practice usually, because when we're in victim consciousness, it's like meditation. I gotta pay the rent. Meditation, I've got a kid who's sick and I don't have the money to take him to the emergency room. So there is no blame here. But it does lead to why me consciousness. Why is this happening? Why is this always happening? And why And how is it that I'm controlled by outside forces, by external forces? And that's hard, But the opportunity, then he talks about the opportunity is to work, to give up blame and shame. To let go of the shame. Once you talk about it, you go, oh my God. And you hear about, oh, really? Me too. Not in an effort to, I can one-up that trauma, But in an effort to say, I think I know how you feel. Our soul passports have been stamped by the same country. Trauma, loss, grief, and that everyone has been here. Then we move into stage 2, which is manifestor consciousness, which is spiritual practices start. And when I came to Unity, spiritual practices, affirmations and visualizations. Louise Hay was queen of the universe in affirmations, and oh my gosh, that opened up a beautiful world of divine order for me. Affirmations. Creative Visualizations by Shakti Gawain was another huge book when I first came in. Make effective use of the law. The law that always says yes. The law always says yes. The law says, yes, yes, yes. I thought you'd never ask yes. It's always there for you. But the trap can be, I'm making it happen. Ooh. In fact, when I was in practitioner studies to become a religious science practitioner and counselor, we were told, if someone came to me to say, could you please treat that my husband gets a job, he lost a job, could you please treat that he gets a job? And I would have to say, I'm sorry. If your husband comes to me and says, would you please treat that I get a job? And I'm like, wow. My whole life I've been praying for others, but the law is, if your husband does not hold the consciousness of having a job, I'm not saying that my prayer is ineffective, but I can pray that you have peace of mind around your husband not having a job. Again, it's got to come back to me. But I can plant the seed, God makes it grow. The law is still in charge. I can be the faucet, I'm not the water. And I think, again, growing up in Catholic school, hearing all about Lucifer and how Lucifer got a little too big for his britches. When he said, you know what, not only am I the best looking angel, and I'm all powerful, I'm above God. You might want to dial that back. That's not gonna work. But my Lucifer consciousness every now and then thinks, no, I got this. Do you need help? No, I got this. No, I'm good. That rarely works out for me. Once I think, no, I can figure this out. Anytime I say the words, figure this out, just sit down, Meg, and turn it over. I can't figure it out on my own. But the opportunity is to give up control and a false sense of power. You know how when I first came into Unity and New Thought, and used, and heard even about manifestation, and realized the power of the word and the power of a visualization, it's pretty heavy stuff. And once you get a few things, like, I remember I wanted a pink guitar. I don't know why I wanted a pink electric guitar, but I got an opportunity to go to Japan with a wonderful show called Beehive, and I got an electric pink guitar. Wanting something, and then sort of letting it go, holding it like a bird, not so tightly that you would harm it, but not so loosely that it flies away. But just to be okay with whatever the outcome is. But just to have a want or a desire is a good thing. It's a good thing to want. I like a Volvo SUV, thank you very much, in sort of this light pink color. If I get it, great. If I don't, that's okay. That's okay. There are other cars. I'm kind of a car kook. But it gives me the opportunity to go, wait a minute. It's like eating too much candy. Like, oh, okay. And then my wand breaks, and I'm like, then I go back here. And then I realize, gosh, it's a wonderful, I don't know, is it a hat trick? Sometimes it feels like a hat trick. But other times it feels like when a manifestation comes in a year later or 2 years later, I go like, well, that's interesting. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. That's okay. So we move into the third stage, which is through me. Oh, through me. When Jesus said of himself, I am the light of the world, I'm like, yeah, you are. Yep, I buy that. And then he said, you are the light of the world? Oh, well, wait a minute. That's a little too bright, you know. Yeah. We are the light of the world. Ooh, that's big. That's big. Yeah, sometimes I don't want to own that. Because I think Sister Mary Holywater is saying, Mary, don't be, don't get big-headed. Okay. Now I say, when you get too big for your britches, you call the royal seamstress and get bigger britches. Moving through. So the spiritual practices are in play. Meditation, prayer, affirmations, affirmative prayer, knowing, in the 5 aspects of affirmative prayer, God is, I am, God is all there is. I am one with this one. I'm not this one, but I am one with it, and I can never be separated from it. I know beyond a doubt that I am in perfect alignment with Spirit 24/7. You cannot be knocked off unless it's in here, and that I am in perfect health and well-being. The prosperity, all the aspects of God, I am one with. Take a breath. Okay. God expresses in, as, and through me. I said this recently in a meeting, and then somebody else commented and had taken great, how can you see? I'm like, really? Because, hey, this isn't widely known yet, I guess, that it's okay to be one with God. I'm not saying I am God. Well, in a way I am. But saying that is still not really popular in a lot of circles. So, but it's wonderful to be with like-minded folks and people who, I don't know, agree in consciousness, and that it's okay to know, of course, God indwells us all. That's the soul. That's that spark. That's that light. That's this. That's this. So, God expresses in, as, and through me, and the opportunity is to give up ego in a small sense of separation. My only problem, I think, when it really comes down to it, is that when I feel separate from God, I feel lost. I get depressed. I don't know what to do. I start going to the first stage, and then I try to, go to stage 2, make something happen. You know, at the beginning of the pandemic, I've told this story a couple times. I sat down. I was so grief-stricken that I could only watch Anne with an E on Netflix and Call the Midwife, because every episode made me cry. And that's really what I needed to do. I just needed to sit down and cry. I way didn't see it coming. Nobody did. But it came, and it's here, and it's for a reason, and maybe for that reason, for me, I think every individual has their own thing going on about COVID. But I really had to sit down and say, I'm not going to get on Facebook Live and Instagram Live and set up my ring light and get the right microphone. And no, it was a perfect time to hit the reset. Slowly but surely, and a year and a half later, 18 months later, I went up to Minnesota and hit the reset button and mucked stalls. My sister boards her horses at a barn, and I'm going to put that on my resume now. I'm a champion stall mucker. Then we come to the last one. We find hidden talents in times like this, right? We find, oh, I didn't know I could do that. Yeah, there's so much we can do. We're limitless possibilities. So the last stage, of course, is Jesus, Buddha, and we all have our Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad. All the moments of as me, God as me in the world. I talked about Bodhisattva before. Bodhisattva are the souls, the Buddhists believe Bodhisattva are the souls that could go to nirvana. They've already been here enough times. They've done so many good work. They've worked off all their karma. They could go and be in nirvana. But they come back voluntarily till all sentient beings can go to nirvana. They're not going till everybody can go. Wow. I am not there, but as me is the being consciousness. Spiritual practice by choice. They keep their appointment to sit on the zafu, to retreat, draw back for meditation. I am one with God. No sense of separation. These are the souls that are like constantly in touch with, I think about Ram Dass. I think about so many enlightened souls that I'm sure struggle. I don't know. He had his struggles. We've all got our struggles, but it's that light that you can see. And the opportunity is to experience limitless awareness. So as we move into this week of more visioning, getting clearer around our vision, learning that, of course, my vision that I was trying to formulate, from here, mostly, was not clear, because a visualization is not a vision. A vision is my purpose. What is my purpose? What can I do for you to express in the world? It's different, and it's taking me time. It's taking time to really hone in on what that is. It's kind of cool. It's a little scary, because I like knowing. I like knowing how everything's gonna go, and I like writing the third act, what I call the third act. So we go to me, which is victim consciousness. Life is happening to me, until I tell my story and I ask for help. And I come to a wonderful place of like-minded people and learn some processes to do. And then I move into to it, where I'm sort of bellhop. Please take these bags, and please take my Louis Vuitton trunks up to. So to me bibbidi bobbidi boo until I realized well, that's not it. That's not it. It's fun, and it's, you know, it's sort of a necessary stage. Moving into through me, which is the channel. Am I going to channel? What am I going to channel today? Am I going to channel love to someone who's rude to me? Am I going to channel, you know, love toward when I watch the news, which is less often, thank you, to just go, this is sort of the movie that we're in right now. Bless you, change, you know, bless them, change me into as me, which is being consciousness of just being and being okay with just being. I wanted to close with a song because it's that's my jam, baby. That's what I love to do. This is a wonderful song written by, I'm proud to say, my dear friend